Morning, everyone. Very excited today to be sitting down with the Asia Pacific Seed Association, represented by May, the executive director, and Wichai, the president of APSA. Thanks to both of you for sitting down and having a chat today.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
You're both gearing up for the first in-person ASTA Congress since the start of the pandemic. This year's Congress is 5 days, November 14th to 18th. For each of you, what is the most exciting part of this year's Congress and why?
All right, John, I can go first. Right. As APSA was established in Bangkok, right, and Thailand was also where the first APSA Congress was held. That was in 1994. It is always a very special time for us whenever Congress is organized in Thailand. We are always pleased to welcome back members, friends, and family to Thailand. Indeed, APSA is a close family, and the Congress is kind of like a family reunion to us. Now that towering restrictions have finally eased to allow such an event, a meeting to take place again, Thailand is looking forward to attracting tourists back again also. And with the APSA Secretariat also based in Thailand, we are very much look forward to welcome seed industry representatives from all over the world once again to come to Thailand. Of course, with a very warm welcome of Thai hospitality. Another aspect of Congress that we are always excited about is our trading tables, where delegates can meet face-to-face to catch up on business formally. It has always been a highlight of the Congress and something that has always been missed over these last 2 years. Indeed, we know that expectations for our members are always high. And we look forward to meet and exceed the expectation of our members.
Yeah, and for me, it's very similar to Kun Wichai, but I see from the angle of Secretariat. For us, we are so excited for this opportunity because, we could not really host such event for 2 years. And it's only we did only in the virtual platform. I think everyone knows. I think you know also, Shawn, that nothing can replace the physical interaction between when we do networking between one to another. So two ways communication with face to face. Virtual platform cannot beat. And as when we joined with both Wichai and I joined in Barcelona in May, we were already got the vibe of the an in-person meeting, and we totally saw that many people missed that kind of the missed the vibe, and so that's why we are so excited to bring back those atmosphere and environment for our seed industry friends in APAC.
Yeah, that's great. I agree with you completely, and I think your word is perfect. That in-person vibe, that feeling of actually being connected with folks. As much as the Zoom has been a blessing for us over the last couple of years, you said it. Both said it correctly. There's nothing replaces that handshake, that connection. Often, what we saw in Barcelona, the hug, the famous hug. That's back. Yeah, exactly. Excellent. Can you give us a little sneak peek at what some of the exciting speakers and maybe the session themes for this year?
Yeah, I think maybe we can start with our Congress workshop on the very first day. Like we will be hearing from some of our talents, like that those working and studying in agricultural program in various APSA country. Like and they will share their views on how to make the seed sector more attractive or how to make the seed sector more sexy. Nobody should miss this discussion for sure. And also would be delighted to share to you another exciting initiative and campaign at the Congress that will be our Say No to Seed Piracy poster and social media campaign. This in order to raise awareness and interest about the importance of protecting our seed intellectual property, which continue to be a key priority of APSA and greater seed industry. Be sure to follow our APSA on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Like where we will announce more detail later. Maybe you have more to add.
Definitely, there's so many new initiatives that our committees just think that okay, let us launch in this Congress. So besides what Wichai mentioned about the young talents that they will join in the pre-Congress, we also create a new section called techno commercial demo section. So this section actually we start this year just to open the opportunity for the technology providers to the seed companies to present their latest technologies and also to demonstrate the machine, also the software, everything, because more and more companies actually from the technology providers join us as a member because they really want to work with the seed company. So this is the great section that we created this year by our standing committee on seed technology. And beside that, we also would like to also honor and give the award to APSA awardees. So of course we work with the Thai Seed Trade Association. So every year is the tradition of APSA that where we go, we would like to recognize the APSA awardees who proposed by the National Seed Association. And this year again from Thailand. And beside that, the first time ever that we will announce the most influential seed technologists in the region during the Congress as well, because all together with all the committees think that the role of seed technologist is very important in the seed industry, right? To ensure that the seed quality is enhanced and also maintain also for the good technology for the seed companies, so that we keep having the good seed quality to the farmers. And more updates on the current topics. We emphasize, of course, on the intellectual properties, biodiversity, phytosanitary regulations update, gene editing, all the latest topics that the seed sector should be aware of. We bring that in our Congress.
Great. Sounds like a lot of great information, May.
Yeah. Maybe I have to add more, because this year is for the seed technology turn already.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. That's great. May, when the pandemic hit in 2020, severe restrictions obviously were put in on movements of people and goods and had negative effects on the seed industry in Asia Pacific and around the world. You did a survey of your members as executive director and found that international seed trade was particularly affected. When Seed World spoke to you back in 2020, you chose to look at the situation as an opportunity to highlight the strengths and challenges faced by Asia Pacific seed trade. 2 years later now, how are your members doing, and what are the top lessons you learned in dealing with that?
I think I really like this question, Shawn. I think everyone agreed that we face a big turning point, right? Things move faster than ever before. I think before COVID, of course, companies think already about the online platform, digital platform, but we were not well prepared enough, right? When COVID situation hit in early 2020. And so after that, I think that everyone is aware more about the food security and the seed movement, according to our report. And so the main reason that I think we took from the situation and after also the post-COVID, I should not say post-COVID, but I think the situation right now is better, though the COVID, of course, still many countries still facing the COVID, the pandemic situation, right? But I think everyone now can adjust themselves with it. And I think that the lesson learned that I see very clear is a collaboration among private sector, public and private sector. This is very, very clear, at least in Asia Pacific region on the seed movement. We collaborate more than before, like APSA collaborate with our stakeholders, like APARI, International Seed Federation, CropLife Asia, and also American Seed Trade Association. All together, we are accomplished on the proposal, to harmonize the phytosanitary regulation.
Well, and I, on behalf of the international seed industry, which I don't know if I get to speak on or not, thank you for your leadership with that, because I know what was learned from that survey, what was learned from that exercise was shared internationally, and the entire industry got stronger from your work. So great leadership, May.
Thank you, Shawn.
Wichai, as general manager of East West Seeds in Thailand, your company was one of the companies that May's talking about as an APSA member that had to navigate those difficulties. What's the biggest area that your company has got stronger in as a result?
That's a good question, Shawn. I do not surprised to hear this question, because I believe that many leaders, they may have to answer this question in different occasions. This is how I look like. Outbreaks create an unprecedented stop, slow down, and start economy that make it a necessity for myself and also our company leader to reorganize, and adjust the way that we are working. We were forced to abandon many of the traditional way of working, and to make our operation more flexible and agile. We have to do more of the consolidate and prioritize our resource to ensure that we could still see continuity in our business and strengthen our work culture in the post-pandemic world. The pandemic really was an opportunity to find out what we are really made of, right? And you will be surprised to see how routinely innovative and agile we proved to be during pandemic. In all, we must survive today in order to grow our business tomorrow. This does not apply to only my company, but also to APSA as a whole.
Well said. Well said. And I think both of you have shown some impeccable leadership through this difficult time. So my next question for you is how will coming to APSA Congress help seed businesses become stronger and more competitive?
Yeah, I can start first. Based on what I have observed in this industry, I believe that our business is built on trust and transparency. These two words always important, when it's come into the policy, or even when it come into the seed trade activities, right? So there's no better forum and format than a face-to-face Congress where everyone can really meet, and see the need and really kind of shake up on each other, keep each other updated on the business agenda. And of course, this week, of the Congress will be very productive week for all companies. I know that there are so many companies that they are really looking forward to meet their customers that perhaps they had no chance to meet in the past 2 years. And some also seeking to expand their business in Asia Pacific region.
Wichai?
I could not agree more with Dr. Mayer. Over the past 2 years of meeting, mostly that is online, and has been a period for all of us in the industry to regroup, reflect, and recharge our batteries, our energy, as we all look forward to the day when we would eventually and inevitably to get to meet face to face once more time. We are all keen, as well as seed people, to this much anticipated week in which we can finally get back to the business again and move forward with the priority of our Asia seed industry, and to renew the outlook and urgency than ever before. With that, on behalf of APSA, let me say that I really look forward to seeing and seeing you all in Bangkok again in November.
Well said. Well said. I appreciate that. I look forward to being there in November. And I thank you both for the time today. Great to see you both. And thanks for stopping to have a chat.